Hello. How are we all doing? We've got like 8 minutes until the second part of the ViDoc. I'm pretty excited. How about you guys? I see Alloy, Kaiser, Vertigo, Mr. Pickles, Vigo, Fusion, Gaujin, Andrizzle. How you guys doing? It is the beginning of the, well, I mean, technically, Lightfall was the beginning of the end, right? Arvoli, if I'm pronouncing that right, Arvoli, Mr. XSL. Christian, how you doing, man? I, I think this is gonna be good. The last one was really good, in terms of what they showed and the quality of it. I'm pretty confident that this one's gonna be a banger as well. And yeah, I would be surprised if we see some. So, like, before the last one started, I said that if they're doing a two-parter, they might split, like, the topics up. And the last one was definitely more story-focused, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is more kind of world-focused, systems-focused, stuff like that. Maybe we'll get a glimpse, like the season, or, the echoes with Red Death and all how that's gonna all work, right? And whatnot. And a good day to you as well, Blinky. A good day to you too. Pronunciation can vary, all good though. Dude, I know how it feels, okay? The amount of Venextrons I've been met with in my time. I was trying to play Destiny while watching you and the power went, oh dude. Oh. I hope it comes back. You did. You're right on time, clone. You didn't miss anything. Got like 6 minutes left, I want to say. And I turned up my mic as well a little bit, so I did notice like one person say to turn my mic up a bit during the last ViDoc, but it was too late. Like I saw it afterwards, so I turned my mic up a little bit, and we should be good volume wise. I think this will be mainly weapon gameplay focused. Yeah, there's no way we don't see Red Death. There's no way. I was playing Witch Queen, and the power said, what are you doing?" Check the DMs. Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah. See about doing that now. Just give me a minute and I will do it. Give me a minute. Or is it as simple as, let me check. Oh, there we go. Easy. There you go. Nice. I still have not gotten a God roll mountaintop. So I really want Guardian rank 11. I really want it. And the one thing that's actually holding me back, because I can, like, I can get a group for doing like the master raids and stuff like that. But the one thing that's on me is soloing the dungeon. And I just got to do it, man. I've tried so many times, but it's not that it's like uber difficult. Warlord's Ruin. It's just very tedious and it's very time consuming, you know. But I need to just put aside like a day. Maybe I'll stream it. I don't know if that'd be even any interesting, but yeah, I do want to get that. And then I would like to get a Rampage Killing Tally Hammerhead, ideally. 3 minutes left. I'm at 6, and to get rank 7, I have to complete a Lightfall camp. That's insane, dude. I didn't know that. Well, it's gonna be the Final Shape campaign next. So if you're getting Final Shape, then I guess you'll finally be rank 7. Past couple of months, I've been immersing myself in Destiny lore books. And after discovering that Seth Dickinson was inspired by Cormac McCarthy's writing in regards to unveiling Toland's Final Shape, I've decided to start reading Blood Meridian. Interesting, I didn't know that. I still need to solo Ghost of the Deep. Okay, yeah, I do. There's not a chance I'm ever soloing that. Just for the record, I tried to solo it with the glitched crafting weapons, you know what I mean? I was like, oh yes, I've got this in the bag. He did not have it in the bag. I didn't even get past the first, no, I finally beat the first boss, I think. And then I was like, yeah, no, this isn't going to happen, because like, if the first boss is this bad, then the second one's going to be awful. It's going to be 5 hours to solo. Oh my goodness, dude. Yeah, to me, so, you know the sad thing is, I actually did solo it, but I didn't know that, you couldn't, like, take breaks. So, like, I think I, like, went to the tower at one point and stuff like that. But I had the checkpoints. But I did it solo all the way, right? And, first encounter and the last encounter are actually not that bad. It's just the ogre in the middle. It's so time consuming. Like, to get the damage phase, it takes forever. And, yeah. I am actually wondering, I haven't seen anybody try it yet, but I'm wondering if, Outbreak Perfected could be a good strat. Because that with rewind rounds seems to be really good. Oh, you lost to a glitch. That's awful. We could do a solo dungeon race. That'd be funny, dude. You're still trying to get the wicket, but I haven't even done that yet. I haven't even done it yet. I've been rank 7 since Lightfall. Just haven't. Yeah, that's fine. I was close, but that night boss got me. The night boss. Oh, the first one. I think. I mean, 1 minute. I know. Let's change. Gonna need more of that scene with the warlock walking by the kid. It looked so good. Yeah, dude, the cinematics were probably my favorite part of the whole ViDoc. Not even kidding. I remember just over the years, post Forsaken, being really disappointed with the lack of cinematics. And like, Final Shape's gonna be an absolute movie. It's gonna be an absolute movie, man. And I can't wait. I'm gonna stream this at 1080p just so my poor internet. Okay. Volume levels. Just stream levels. Or whatever. We're so close. We're so close. The song's a bit loud? I gotcha. That should be better, right? Now tell me, because there's a delay, is this fine, or should I turn it up? You think the pre-stream animation is of Marathon? No, this is just built into YouTube. Okay, we're good, So, let's go. Shh, shh, shh.
This team, and Bungie in general, is all about collaboration. Testers, designers, effects artists, animation, all these sources of input from everywhere coming together, and like, that was magic for me.
The Final Shape, it felt a little like a love letter at times. We really thought about bringing that forward to the weapons. Like Kvastov, it's the first gun you get. There has to be the narrative bookends of the first gun I got in the game. It's here in the Pale Heart. It's like this old friend returned. How do you make this thing really good and really powerful without making it not what it is? And that was really challenging. What we ended up deciding on is it is about your skill. Oh, it's all in the wrist. A little like It's gonna bounce several times down this line of guys. You're just really good at bouncing this bullet. It's fate almost.
This thing's dope. Help! Yeah.
And we pepper in the number 7 in as many places as we could. So it bounces 7 times. It's got a bunch of 7s in its stat. You get 7 bouncy bullets when you pick up an orb of power.
Ideal.
Bungie has a long legacy of loving the number 7, and this felt like the right place for it. Cade has this iconic hand cannon that in a lot of ways has become a symbol. We took Ace of Spades and we went, where's the rest of the deck of cards? We had this really cool opportunity to theme all the Pale Heart weapons
Oh, I see.
after different suits.
It has this
Oh, that's why they
two-tone
did it.
feel to it. The opposite
Oh,
side of
that
the gun
makes
is
sense.
the inverse of that idea. They look freaking awesome. It also has like these fantasies of characters that have influenced Cade. These guns are part of his past.
Oh,
We
that
wanted
makes so
something
much
that
sense.
you can't do with
Okay.
any of your other weapons. And we came up with no hesitation. It shoots these harmonic bullets that if you're targeting an enemy, it'll hurt them and burn them. But if you're shooting an ally, it'll heal them.
Oh, dang, dude.
Oh, I'm so glad.
That's like,
We had to build a lot of the language. And
Borderline
with the new
exotic.
Cool little Guardian health bars. You can see that. The healing effect on it is very strong. For a while, we were calling it the Just Don't Die gun. It has its own little energy bar, like the glaive does. And that energy bar is charged by any damage whatsoever.
dude, we're gonna have straight up just healers. Just straight up healers in the raids.
It's like, we know what we did.
Like, you're not just gonna be the divinity person, you're gonna be the divinity
Returning
and the
to
healer.
Traveler, we wanted to focus on
Oh my
bringing
goodness.
new supers to the light subclasses.
For Song of Flame, we wanted to plus up Radiance from Destiny 1 and have it be combat focused.
If you remember Radiance from D1, it has fire wings. We kind of ate that visual space with Dawnblade, where you've got these like awesome flame wings. In a split second, if a player sees a character solar with wings, they're going to see that it's Dawnblade. We had to come up with something different.
Zach, our VFX artist, came up with the idea of this halo around you, like a medieval painting.
Right. The sound effect of that is
Arsenal
really good.
Is a one-off super that also creates these axes. Coming up with visuals for that axe, it was an interesting challenge. How do we want to root this in Destiny? We took a lot of inspiration from Titan's shield. What would it feel like if the axe was the shield broken up? And when you look at it side by
Oh.
side, you can definitely see that connection between the
Oh,
two.
do you know what? Yeah, I can see it.
Storm's Edge. We wanted to call back to Arcblade in Destiny 1, throwing the dagger and zipping over there, blowing up stuff. How long do you have in the super? Initially, you had a long time. Yeah,
24 seconds. We did not earn any friends in those playtests.
no,
the
people
first
were pretty
day.
mad. But we toned it down, and now you only have 12 seconds, and it's a lot more reasonable.
We found a problem where when I grapple and then you cast Blink Dagger out of it, I fall to the floor, right? Whereas if I'm in midair and I Blink Dagger, I should be held in midair, right? And it sucks. So I want to fix it.
It's the things like the camera shake, the way the rumble spikes and then falls back off. We need all of our abilities to feel awesome.
We want to make it so that the controller melts away. You stop thinking about what do I have to do, and instead you just inhabit your character.
Yeah.
And you don't have to think about it.
And that is
The game
something
just
that makes Destiny
plays.
really special.
The great thing about
To a
Prismatic
lot of other
was
games.
every playtest we did, the feedback got better and better. We have gone back and forth on what starter builds that players will get in Mission 1.
Okay, we're going to start the Titans with Stringer's Lash, their strand aspect, and Knockout. One of the notes we got is players just weren't understanding how those two things comboed in a loop. Well, we're going to drop
Yeah.
Stringer's Lash, and instead we're going to put in Diamond Lance. Now, any ability kill is making your Diamond Lance. Your Knockout punch, hey, that makes a Diamond Lance. You throw your Diamond Lance at the floor, everything's frozen, now you can punch stuff again and get amplified with Knockout. Once we made that switch, all of a sudden it clicked in players' heads. This loop becomes a lot more clear, and players were much more satisfied.
Yeah, if you're a new player coming to the final
At the end
shape,
of the day, like the
the
chaos
synergy isn't going to be as clear to
Yeah.
you.
If you aren't surprised and delighted in a way that you didn't expect, like, we f***ed up.
Yeah.
This strike is probably one of the coolest strikes that we've ever released.
I started my Destiny journey playing strikes. I really wanted to push the expectations of what a strike could potentially be. This strike It's sort of a memory out of the Witness's history of its race.
Okay.
And what its buildings may have looked like in the past. A lot of the inspiration comes from 30s pulp novels, adventure flicks, uncovering ancient hidden cities that have not seen a living soul in eons.
Come to Papa.
And then subsequently destroying those cities moments later.
Wait, no. Bro, I just got it, and you're taking it away from me.
You're in a narrow hallway. You need to escape it. Lava is descending.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Obstacle is coming out of the walls. You made this slide.
The sky is
towards
lava.
the closing door, and you're dead.
Thanks.
The door just closed right in front of your face. So
I appreciate it.
I have 7 Gilded Conqueror titles. I want this strike to be the hardest strike we've ever made. I want people to scream and cry over this strike.
Oh no!
Dude, you're
say,
mean.
How do I complete this strike on Grandmaster difficulty? And I'll be like, yes.
You're being a bully.
That's kind of one of the fun parts about making a strike. There's so much
That
freedom
looks
and
cool.
creativity
Dang.
to do wild things, and then testing that. It's just a lot of fun, that back and forth.
We have a very tight relationship with Test as designers, and I couldn't do anything I do, gameplay-wise, without Test there at my side. But as soon as I can get fresh eyes on it, I think that's where it really comes in.
We ran a lot of playtests, and every time I would invite people, I'm like, this is final playtest, but it's never final. We just can't stop.
It's really not just one department creating something special.
That music
When you
is
see
banging.
all those things combined and the iteration and the back and forth.
I hope that's in the
and when
soundtrack.
you get to this end result where it just feels like it couldn't be any other way. We hit on something amazing here.
I doubt it is, but I hope I'm wrong. Oh, that. Okay, that's a banging song, dude. Right. We need to go through this. Well, first of all, what did you guys think? What did you guys think? The gun with heel clip and pressure scars, literally nobody will die. Yep. It's honestly really kind of almost becoming more again of like an MMO, where I do think you're going to see again, it depends on the difficulty. I think that if given the opportunity, teams will obviously always want to prioritize damage, right? But if it's really that difficult and a bubble isn't cutting it like in every situation, or you need something that lasts longer, that's more consistent than bubble, and well is a shadow of its former self, yeah, I could see these guns kind of, yeah. And I think you could see like a new player role emerging, which is like the healer role. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if that's something that Bungie's kind of wanted for a while, because we have Lumina that kind of does that, and we have the Navigator that does that. So I think they have kind of really wanted to have that player role, that support role, and this is just a more accessible way of doing that. Yeah, I think it should. The Witness remembers a human figure with that statue in the city. I'm going to go back to that for sure. It was one of the ViDocs of all time. Pyramid City, and then I hope they push the needle with that by a lot. Yeah, me too. Me too. This is more reassuring. I thought that yesterday was more of a hype up doc. Yeah, no, for sure, dude. This was more just kind of like, this was a lot more grounded. It was a lot more basic. Yeah, to be honest with you, it was kind of, like, I'm not trying to take away from it, but it was definitely a lot more fluff in it. Like, they went into depth about why they like the new subclasses, or the new supers. They told us about Kvostov. They told us why the guns look a certain way and their perk, and they went into detail about the strike. That's basically it. And then, of course, you had the whole thing about how, oh, what am I forgetting? The whole thing about the synergy, how they made the synergy easier for people with Prismatic. So let's go through this.
all these sources of input from
How do you make this thing really good? It is about your skill. Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. I actually don't care about Kvostov. I don't. It is a nostalgia weapon. I actually prefer what we got Kvostov-wise in Rise of Iron as an exotic. Now, maybe this ricochet damage is going to be absolutely insane, but to me, I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay. But if this is something you're hyped for, that's perfectly awesome, and that's, yeah, cool. But I'm not too, like, ooh. I'm honestly more curious about what Red Death is going to be like. And, I mean, I don't think there's going to be a part 3 ViDoc, but I am a little bit surprised that they didn't set up the episode at all. Like, you know, even I was honestly expecting them to go into like pathways, because they just dropped it in a blog and that was it. You know, people have a lot of questions about how that works. So this kind of feels like a bit of a, you know. Okay, this was actually great. And I'll tell you why. I did not like how these looked at all. I didn't. I thought it was goofy. I wanted something that fit the location better. And from the heart, I kind of took it was like Cade themed. But now I understand they basically made a deck of cards around Ace, like with Cade. And each character is like a member of that card. You have the king, the queen, joke, whatever. Now that's cool. So like the guns are like a set of cards. That is neat. Okay, I do. Even if like this doesn't look cool to me, I appreciate what it means, and that ticks the box. That ticks the box for me then. And yeah, no, I thought that these were great. Out of the 3 new supers, I am most excited for the Hunter one. Not just because I'm a Hunter main, but because that's the one that's the most exciting to me. After that would probably be the Titan one. And, like, even if the Warlock super is, like, really overpowered, as a concept, to me, it's just it still is very... It's just not for me, dude. Pillar of Denial. And again, like, I know they show damage here, but that can mean anything. Like, this could be on easy mode. You know, this could be on the cheeky classic level difficulty, you know, campaign. This was really sick. The fact that it's designed to be like the shield stretched out. And this is one of those things where once they tell you it, it's like, oh, I can't unsee that. That's really cool. I do like that. And this was cool. Let me go back.
The great thing about
your character, and you don't have to think about it. The game just...
Yeah, so this is a good point too, talking about how like they want to make it just you don't even feel like you're playing a video game. You're just like you're the character and you're just doing the actions. I definitely feel like that at times, especially like when I'm really locked in and I'm managing all my cooldowns and I'm all the different things, and like the only other game that like the only other first person game at all that does that for me has to be Doom Eternal. That's it. Because with Doom Eternal, you've got your guns, you've got your different abilities, you've got your cooldowns, and you're micromanaging and you're multitasking all these different things. And especially like when you get good at it, you don't even think about it. You're just like boom, 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 boom. And Destiny does that as well. And yeah, no, it does it really well. And that's something that's part of the special sauce of the franchise. So we've got the name of the strike, Liminality, and it's the Forgotten City. And what does he say again?
2 things comboed in a loop. Well, we're gonna drop Stringers.
Never mind. This wasn't it. Also, people have mentioned this, and I will point out that they did change the Thrall in the Pale Heart to have orange eyes. So there must be a significance behind that. I think, honestly, most basic, bare bones explanation is that the orange just represents resonance, and it's just to show that the witness is actually controlling these taken. That's probably what I would suspect. But okay. By the way, she was ruthless. But it was great.
Potentially be. This strike, it's sort of a memory out of the
Yeah.
witness's history of
Like, that makes me excited, bro. That makes me really excited. However, actually, what if we do know from the mission board thing that one of the story missions is a strike? Please make it this strike, bro. Give me a story mission where I go through the Pyramid City.
Do it.
its race and what its buildings may have looked like in the past. A lot.
But I will say, the Kolobayev art knocks this out of the park, and it's like, this blows this out of the water. Like, it's not even close, dude. This is no, like, okay, cool. You gave me some palm trees, and yeah, but I would have preferred like an actual, massive thing like we got with the Kolobayev art. And for the record, I do believe if we had a pyramid destination, a pyramid ship, themed destination, doesn't have to be an actual ship. It can be a city or whatever. It probably would have been more fleshed out. When I've seen this, even with the first showcase, this looks like a tiny bit of a city in a cave somewhere. And that's just what it looks like, And the context around this may be great. Again, if this is a story... By the way, just to point out, that is the relic with the Latin alphabet on it, just going to say. Especially if this is a story mission. Dude, the context about this... Oh, this was the Pyramid Race's civilization, and isn't it interesting? Also, for the record, I'm just going to say this. There's a good chance that if this is supposed to be a representation of what the city was like in their golden age, it may be worth speculating that this confirms the statues were a part of their society before the witness was made. Which, to be fair, the Season of the Deep cutscene, it does kind of already show, but I'm just putting that out there. I'm just saying.
A lot of the inspiration comes from 30s pulp novels, adventure flicks, uncovering...
Bro, when he said, oh yeah, and the inspiration comes from, were any of you thinking like, oh, like ancient civilizations or whatever? And he's like, oh, 30s pulp novels. And I'm like, what 30s? 1930s pulp. Okay, okay, yeah. And seems to be, a bit of a decently sized strike as well. Based off of these things, man, this could be the same strike as the Ahamkara stuff that we saw before,
And then adventure flicks, uncovering ancient hidden cities that have not seen a living soul in eons.
Okay, we get a layout. That's cool. Yeah. So basically, it's just one room. That's my guess, but I hope I'm wrong. Of course.
And then subsequently destroying those cities moments later.
Yeah, I don't know why you have to do that, but
Imagine you're in a narrow hallway. You need to escape it.
yeah, and this was great. Oh, actually, we're just gonna go back just a little.
Escape it.
What is that? These looks like, honestly, that looks like a skull with teeth and like an Aham. I would not be surprised if this is like an Ahamkara skull. And it's like, I don't know, booby trap or something. But it looks like you're holding something, so maybe it's kind of like, Indiana Jones, where like you take the thing and then it sets off the...
Lava is descending.
Yeah, this is cool,
coming
dude.
Out of the walls.
Oh, dude, in strikes, like in just normal strikes, be prepared for some trolling, okay? Be prepared for some trolling. Also, be prepared for people to just like zoom through it with eager edge and stuff like that. I guarantee you, there's gonna be like uber Uber zoomage.
You made this slide towards the closing door and you're dead.
Wait, so what happens if you, I guess you just wipe? No, I don't. Do you wipe in strikes? No, you don't wipe in strikes. Yeah, I don't know.
The door just closed right in front of your face, so...
That happens a lot.
I don't remember.
I have 7 Gilded Conqueror titles. I want this strike
If she's saying that she has 7 Gilded Conqueror titles, that's a bit of a flex. If the person designing a strike is telling you that they want it to be hard, and they've got 7 Gilded, Conqueror titles, oh.
strike to be the hardest strike we...
Dude, I feel like so many people were listening to her say this and they were just like angry. They were like, no, because they're thinking about Corrupted. Because listen, I actually like Corrupted because I think it's a really cool strike. But in terms of difficulty, everybody hates it, man. Like, I don't know how many times it's the Grandmaster, and I see people like Across or any of the others complaining or just kind of going like, oh, it's Corrupted. Oh, I guess this is gonna be the replacement.
ever made. I want people to scream and cry over this strike.
Oh no!
And just say, how do I complete this strike on Grandmaster difficulty? And I'll be like, yes.
These two seem really cool, I will say. And I actually really appreciated how this guy was like, I really wanted to push. It's like him and the art director guy, both of them said that they really wanted to like advance what you could expect from their perspective, areas, right? So like we want to kind of challenge the idea of like what a location could bring or could be. And then he was like, we want to kind of challenge like what strikes could be and what they could bring. And I really appreciate that, man. I really do appreciate that. That's great.
That's kind of one of the fun parts about making a strike.
I think that skybox is really sick. Yeah.
So much freedom and creativity to do wild things, and then testing that, it's just a lot of fun, that back and forth.
We have a very tight relationship with Test as designers, and I couldn't do anything I do gameplay-wise without Test there at my side. But as soon as I can get fresh eyes on it...
Okay, I'm going to say something, and maybe you'll think that I'm weird for saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. So this lady here, she is kind of like the... I don't know, I can't remember what the title is. She's like the project lead, but she's very high up in terms of like kind of overseeing the expansions and stuff like that. I really appreciate her. I really appreciate her specifically, and I'll tell you why. I go to the Bungie forums every single day. I've been checking the Bungie forums every day for the most part since I was like maybe 17, 18 years old. And let's be honest, guys. I don't really get the feeling that Bungie goes there that often. Okay. And I don't blame them, but it's like, it's kind of... And I remember... I don't remember exactly what the changes were. There was some announcement they made that people hated or something, and they walked it back. I can't remember. Oh, I remember. It was when they said that the raid was going to be 3 days after the launch, and people were fuming over it. This kind soul, on her own account, not like on some, I'm pretty sure anyway, made a post on the forums just saying that they were listening, and also that, explaining why they were going to be doing this and that yada yada. And you know what? I really appreciated that. I really did. I thought that was really kind of her. And yeah. And she isn't even like on like the community team. Like, I'm not trying to, shoot shots at anybody, but like you would think that the people on the team that's specifically designed to like communicate with the community, one of those people would, like be the messenger. Like, even if she wanted to give the message, she would just go to that other person and be like, okay, give them the message. And they're like, okay, cool. But she did it herself. And I really appreciate that. I really do. Same goes for Joe as well with his videos. Again, I really appreciate that. I really do. And yeah, apart from that, guys, like, there's not much that I'm... It was a very light... Oh, dude, wait a minute. That music was nutty. Wait a minute.
It really comes in.
This is final playtest.
It's really not just
Here we go.
one department creating something special. When you see all those things combined and the iteration and the back and forth, and when you get to this end result where it just feels like it couldn't be any other way, we hit on something amazing here.
That was a banger song, dude. Ugh. It was great. Okay. Let us see. Let me pull the chat up so you can see it. You can see where I be. Rewind. Oh, come on, dude. Okay. Rewind rounds. Just to put the boss's insane health into perspective, Rolk has 14 many zeros HP, and the Warlord, Ruin, Other Meatball have Ogre, I guess you're trying to say, and dang, wow. Oh, come on, guys. You're being inconsiderate. Yeah. Yeah, it was that. No, dude. Like, it was not. It was. You can't compare it to yesterday's one. I think it showed the witness remembers you. Yeah. Hey, Sapphire. Take him to the flames. Hey, Kai. Pyramid obelisk. It seems they precursors really influenced humans at some point. Yeah. Yeah. Or we are descended from them. We'll have to see, dude. Either way, I think the human connection is like utterly undeniable. Even the fact that the pyramid like language that the tormentors have can be, translated. We're working on that, by the way. Yeah, no. I honestly don't know why they split up the dock. How long was this? Yeah, this thing was like... Yeah, it would have been like 20 minutes, maybe in total. Yeah. Honestly, there's a good chance they did it just to like kind of, extend the hype. Each day kind of build up and build up and build up, The episode probably has too many. Yeah, I know, but just things like, changes to the artifact system, the pathways system, what Red Death does. They gave us a trailer for Kvostov, and they went into more detail about what the gun does. Just show me, dude. They showed us freaking rocket pistols years ago. Anyway, sniper looks dope. Yep. They don't match with the destination. Yeah, that's a fair point, Miro. Yeah. One of the cards has Lakshmi 2 and presumably Chioma SC. Yeah. Go to 130. Oh, now it's difficult because it's like a countdown thing. Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah, there we go. Nice. So we've got Ikora, Zavala. That is, oh, it's probably to do with whatever he's supposed to represent, right? Yeah, dude. This is Lakshmi for sure. Lakshmi with Mara Sundaresh. It's that or Chioma Essie, but to be honest with you, I think it's probably... Yeah, no, yeah, this is Maya because it's yeah. And then this is um I'm actually a little stumped on this one. I'm trying to recognize the gun as well. You have the crest of the dude, ah man, early D1 I used to wear that cloak. Or is that Rasputin? I might sound really stupid for saying that, but I don't know. This seems to just be, or maybe these are just random dudes. Yeah, these are just random dudes. Never mind. But no, but this is a specific. Yeah, these are random, but this is a specific thing. Yeah, and then you got a crown. You got a crown. That's interesting. I want to say since the first episode was 2 weeks away, they're probably waiting. Yeah. Warlocks were done. Yeah, I agree. Yep. 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 Yeah, and that's fair. Like, the Titan one has a lot of utility to it, which is great. You know? So, like, for example, if you want to do pure boss DPS, just chuck the axes. But if it's like, say, ad clear, you just give it to your people. The problem, though, is that you need people to do that. So like if you're a solo player, you're just gonna chuck it, presumably. These should have been made prismatic supers. Yeah, dude, I know. Yeah, I know. Yep. She wants revenge on Dado. Maybe. Dropped Destiny altogether at this point, but I still really enjoy your stream. Oh, thank you, Tetsuga. I really appreciate that, man. Really kind of you. Yeah, no, we're just chilling. We're just chilling and digging into it. And yeah, no, thank you for being here, man. I do think the campaigns need story-based side missions. Yeah, they've kind of. Do you know what really was nice back in the day? Were actually adventures. I don't know if you guys remember that, but adventures in D1 were really great. I really loved those, man. I really did. It looks like they're rehashing Last Wish. Kind of with that mechanic, yeah. You go into Riven, take the heart out. Yeah, maybe, yeah. I will admit, like, we did have an Ahamkara thing with Witch Queen, and there was also, like, the race against time at the end of that mission. So I kind of hope it's not too much of a similar gimmick, you know? To be fair, like, if it's a strike, it's a little different, but... Really, Cord? Dude, I'm like kind of indifferent. I don't really, you know. Bro, she got 7. I only got 4. I don't have any. Oh. Katarina, yes, yep. How can I sound that place? Make sure we lit on next week, man. I might have to start back streaming. Make sure we lit on next week, man. I might have to. Oh, I think I get you. Yeah. Here's kind of how I see it. The forums is for the most raw feedback you're ever gonna get. The most raw feedback you're ever gonna get. Not to like be a party pooper, but there are a lot of people who will not like tolerate pretty much any kind of criticism, and they will like try and stamp it out. And even the forums has that. Every single post where somebody's not happy, there's one person who's just like, well, you can play another game, sweetie. Or like, oh, yeah, well, delete the account and take a screenshot and post it here, or else we don't believe it. You know, like there's always like one person like that. But for the most part, no. Like if people genuinely have issues, it gets through. And there's a chance Bungie ignores the forums because it isn't nice to look at, and I would understand that. But I think if you're looking for the most pure form of feedback, I think the forums are it, honestly. Um, yeah, she made a post. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have you seen a new planet on Halo? Halo. Um. So I I need you to clarify if we're talking Destiny or like Halo or something like that. On Halo High-End, if you could clarify that, that'd be great. But I am interested in learning about that. I don't know. The ninjas still exist. Oh, Will. Oh. He returns. What is it with people saying they want to sleep to my voice? Um, no, Will, you are seemingly not alone in that regard. Um, yeah, yeah. Maybe someday you'll get your wish. I don't know. You just gotta find the right Ahamkara. In all seriousness, give us back Null and Beyond. That is a very iconic weapon. Yes, I agree. It's probably Maya, as Bungie said. The opposite side of the gun is the inverse. Yes, but again, it's the same people. So, you know what I'm saying? It's the same people. So, who was the famous sixth coyote? The young wolf. Well, the young wolf is kind of class. What's the word for it? Like non-class specific. Banshee or Rasputin. One of the six coyotes. Yeah, yeah. Could be the Hunter Vanguard part of Cade. That wasn't an EXO though. Bottom left might be Shiro. Oh, true. Actually, that's a good point. You know, you might be spitting facts, man. So Sam, I'm gonna put this out there, and I'm just gonna say it. They need the pre-orders. They need the pre-orders, dude. They need the pre-orders. And with the first showcase, because the first showcase, they really didn't show anything because they're like, oh, we're going to keep a lot of things close to our chest, dude. And it didn't work. And people were like, no, you literally burned me with Lightfall. I'm not pre-ordering this until I know for a fact it's good. And I'm not convinced. And yeah, no Dread, no Prismatic. You know, the way these destinations work, weapons work, nothing. You know, they didn't even show like some of the signal. Maybe honestly, maybe the cinematics were made in the delay too. But you know, people weren't pre-ordering, and I think they really do need to, you know, kind of. We've got to make money. Yeah, the adventures were great. Um, Six Coyotes showed up, or the Coyotes, however you want to pronounce it, showed up a couple of times in the autograph book and the Final Shape Colors Edition. Micah 10. That's a really good spot. Isn't the Clover card the Hunter vendor from Feloners? It could be. Honestly, I am thinking it's either Shiro or what Alloy is saying with Micah. On Halo. Oh, okay. I got a hair in my mouth. So what is your plan? I'm multitasking. Bro, what is your plan for the upcoming live stream on June 4th? So first of all, like I'm 100% streaming it. Like it's not a question, right? Second of all, I've been thinking about it. And I think we're going to be flexible with it, okay? Because this is going to be like a really, and I'm not trying to be like, wishy-washy about it, but this is going to be like a really emotional day for me, because I'm either going to literally have so much of what I have been trying to figure out be revealed, or I'm literally going to be like truly depressed, like really depressed. I don't think there can be a middle ground. So this is what I'm thinking, and this isn't like me making an announcement or anything. This is just my thought process. We're still a week or so from the day. I think if we go into this and we try and be as hyped as possible, and if the story's an absolute banger, right? And like we're like, dude, that was so good. Well, then we're gonna be hyped, right? And I might just try and stream for as long as I can, because also like I do want to do the raid day one. That'd be sick, man. And yeah, but if it's really an absolute depression session, at least for me, then I probably might just, I don't know how long I'm gonna go on for then. I was wondering, Neomuna and found a warlock called Lord of Feet. What the? Oh, yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. There's other exos that don't have human counterpart. Yes, true. These ViDocs are sus. It's like Bungie can't actually show anything because anything would be a big spoiler. I do think that's a factor as well. I do. Bungie's desperate since they lost it. Yes, 100%. Enveloped female. King Larry. It's interesting, the enveloped female form statue. It makes me think that that's not a point of worship, but an end goal. Well, that's the thing. And this is actually what I've always said. I have always said this. I believe it began as a thing of worship, and then after the fall, then it became the goal. You get me? Then it's the goal. Now all eyes are on them to see. Yep. How do you think our fight with the witness is gonna end? I'm not gonna lie, man. I think we're gonna absolutely humiliate it, and I think it's gonna be broken down into its most basic and just whimpering form. And they're gonna be like, it wasn't supposed to be this way. You don't understand. And I think we're just gonna literally just not give a crap about it, dude. And if that means that we just kill it, or it means it splits up into the race, either way, yeah. I wonder if the voice in the trailer could either be Maya from the VexNet or it could be Micah. Yeah, maybe. Although the voice in the trailer was like a woman, so I have hope for the story after the final shape as well, to be honest. So many things I could do. Yeah, I'm a little bit more wary about it. But I'd like to be optimistic about it. Barbado. I feel like I would just drop the game if the DLC is bad. Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of people, listen, guys, this is another reason why the pre-orders matter, okay? A lot of people, even if this is a 10 out of 10 expansion, are done. Okay? Done. There are dudes who started playing this game, this franchise, when they were like 20. Now they're going on like 30, dude. Imagine the guys that were like 25. These people are like 35. They've got like 2 kids, 5 dogs. They're like, dude, I don't have time to play video games anymore. But I want to see it through to the end. I hope the 9 get involved. I don't think they will in this expansion, but 100% afterwards they will. They will. I promise you they will. Do you think the Traveler speaks to the witness as an individual, or do you think it will communicate? Do you think the Traveler speaks to the witness as an individual? I think it'll be. I don't actually know. I think so. For example, I think if the gardener like is physically there, and the witness has her like in chains, it's just gonna be she's just gonna be like just talking at the witness, right? Like, but I don't know. I'm sad they lied in the mail though. What do you mean, man? Could you tell me what you mean? In the mail. I'm cautiously optimistic since knowing Bungie. Yeah, I know. Yep. I thought Micah 10 was transgender. Golden Age was. Oh, dude, I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm basing it off the name, right? I don't know. Golden Age was a young boy and then became an exo and then a female. I don't know. That's a little bit confusing. Like, I don't want to get into the whole politics of it, but like, I feel like if the what is the exo body a female? Because if the exo body is a female, I don't know, dude. I don't know. But either way, I just based it off the name. Top right is the Banshee dude. Is it though? I don't know. With them on it. Top right isn't Banshee. Yeah. Exotics, the male. I still don't really know what you mean though by that. What do you think the Lucent Hive is doing? I don't know. I asked the same question, clone. I asked it to Archival, actually. And I said, why do you think they're the end? It just was like, they said they will show. Oh, sorry. Thank you for that. I mean, they showed us the one. I was 19 or so when I started to play this game. Yikes. Wow. I was 14. Yeah. I think that through the new Warlock exotic, we'll be able to hear. I hope so, dude. I just don't want it to be dropping a story thread and then leaving it for years and still. Yep. I agree with you. I think they transitioned as they became an EXO, then died. And okay. Yeah, I had no idea, dude. I don't know. Do we know who does? No, we don't. No, and we never will either. We never will. Hitting 30 now, and it's tough to see Bungie. Oof. I was 11. Wow, dude. Crazy. It's crazy, dude. But that's basically the ViDoc. Yeah, very light. And yeah, that's I think I've basically covered everything. I was gonna make a video today, but I said I'd wait. I'm gonna make a video tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll see. And we gotta cover this whole dread thing, man. Having the light, it doesn't actually just work. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I know people have come up with different like suggestions. It doesn't work. I'll tell you why. They don't just say that the witness used the light. They specifically said it's the witness using the light that it's been siphoning while in the Pale Heart. Hence, there's no way that tormentors should exist. Also, I am literally just going to take a crap on this whole like narrative decision. Take a massive poop into cornflakes. The dread didn't exist when the story was made. So, like, yeah, dude, like the dread didn't exist when the story was made. So when they made the tormentors, like this is the brutal truth. They made the tormentors in Lightfall, and we were just gonna get the subjugators. That's it. So, like, I know we can come up with our different suggestions, and I hope they explain it well too. But the real world answer is that this is kind of like just a shoehorned in thing, right? During the delay. So it is what it is. Yeah, I don't really, there's nothing much else that I can say about the ViDoc. The next thing is going to be soundtrack. Maybe they'll do some small teaser trailers here and there, unless they do a part 3 of the ViDoc, which I doubt. Soundtrack just as a heads up to you guys, if we are sticking with the same pattern as Lightfall, they released 2 songs of the soundtrack a week before the release. And then the rest of them were released the day before. So keep your eyes open this Tuesday, and maybe we'll get 2 songs. Yep. We didn't hear Nezaric's whispers until we put on the helmet, or the yeah. Now almost 22. Wow, dang, dude. I want to know what Microcosm actually does. True, dude. I'm confident the final shape will be the highest, or that will be the best expansion gameplay-wise. But story, yeah, I know, me too. Spotted 2 seasonal weapons. Interesting. I remember failing all my classes. Oh, dude, true. Yeah. Roland. Yeah, it was like that in D1 as well. I was 18 when D1 released, but I started playing with Taken King. Fair, okay. I want to go back to the D1 type of universal atmosphere, humanity's downfall. Yeah, I agree as well, man. And that was kind of like one of the things I was excited about when D2 first happened and we beat Gaul. Because it's like, dude, now we literally have done it. We've whooped pretty much all of the baddies to a certain extent. And, like, I want a second golden age, you know? Speaking of the Bungie IDs, I think one of their Bungie accounts, I have no idea. Just made a few months ago. I'm surprised the witness wasn't excited. Because I guess because she's against it, you know, and she's actively trying to stop it. Also, it would have just easily 2-tapped her. Like, it wouldn't. I don't think she was ever a threat to the witness. The Nezarec Twid lore is rough. I'm not gonna talk about it in this stream, dude. I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about it. It was probably meant to be a race in D3. So if what I have seen, heard, read, you name it, is correct, we actually were going to get 2 races in D3. I don't know, how can you shoehorn the Dread in like an 8-month delay? Okay, I'm gonna be completely brutal with you here. Right? I'm gonna be completely brutal with you here. How do you make them in an 8-month delay? You reskin scions, you take the animation skeleton from a previous enemy and you turn that into the husk, and the Grim are new, fair enough. And am I missing somebody? I don't think I'm missing anybody. The husk and the Grim are the only 2 kind of like new dudes. The Attendant and Weaver are literally the exact same units, but with different like effects. Also, I'm being brutal with you, man. The Scion, not the Scion, sorry, yeah, the Strand Scion with the rubber band ability. That's like pretty much the same animation as when the Scions do like the void wave thing. I'm not acting as if I know what it takes to make a faction, but you compare this to, like, say the Scorn, and I feel like there's like a lot less that's kind of going on. But that's me being like, listen, like you're asking, that's me being completely brutal. That's me being completely brutal, and that's not me taking away from them, because even with that, getting them done in 8 months is still impressive. But that's how you do it. That is how you do it. The Villain, the Felon, yeah. I mean, the majority of Bungie's games have been made in the 6... The majority of Bungie's games have been made in 6 months. Yeah, so I can't speak for the Halo games, but for D1 and D2, it's definitely been a bit more of a... Yeah. In terms of like reboots and like kind of changing what the vision is, I know what you mean. But in overall, it definitely was a longer process. No, and again, I'm not saying it's lazy. I'm saying it's time efficient. That's the difference. Like, listen, I am not, listen, when I complain about the dread, I want to be clear, right? I want to be clear. And if you're watching this and it's after the stream, I want to be clear. I am speaking to you through the internet and through your screen. I will never complain about the dread themselves as units. I will never complain about their design. I will never complain if their gameplay is awful and they're like really annoying to fight. That's different, right? But the only thing that I am not happy with is that from a narrative perspective, they're literally just minions. That's it, right? They don't have that same narrative weight, that punch, as say, like, you know, we beat the witness and then it splits into like the race and they're mad at us and they're also uber powerful and it's like, oh dang dude, you know, and then they actually start piloting the pyramids, you know. That's the only thing that I would not be completely on board with, right? I noticed that the subjugators bow before fighting. Yeah, they do. It's really sick, dude. Bungie with their back against the wall is, yeah, dude. I mean, it's the classic night before situation. It's the classic night before situation. Yeah. When I was in secondary school, I earned a title. Actually, no, we're not going to get into that. We're not getting into the old lore, okay? But one of the many was the Waffle Meister, because I could just write them like just the amount of waffle, the things I would just make up and just wing it, dude. Oh man. And I would joke and I'd be like, dude, we're gonna be sitting in this like final exam and you're gonna look at me and I'm gonna be sitting doing the exam and on my desk is gonna be a waffle cooker while I'm writing this essay, dude. I remember college. I did English in college, and we had to read Frankenstein, and I did not give a crap about Frankenstein, dude. And I ended up saving it leaving it. No. I saved it until the day it was due. That's what we'll say. And I just looked up notes on the book and summaries online. I chose one of the questions where it was like an argument thing. It's like, oh, like, you know, why, you know, write about how this is actually this. And then I basically just used the points. And then I just said that the point of the question was wrong and it was actually the opposite, while acting as if I knew what I was talking about and why I knew the book better than they did. And then I got a good grade and like, oh, you know, a good understanding of the text, yeah. But that's Bungie. That is Bungie, you know? You know? Like, it's like, okay, guys. Curse of Osiris really flopped. If Forsaken isn't good, we're gonna have to shut down the studio. Okay. Open up the warehouse. Bring out the waffle makers. Oh, would you look at that? Sony is potentially gonna take us over and we're gonna lose our jobs, says the upper management. Okay, guys, open up the warehouse, bring out the waffle makers. It's the exact same thing, dude. Sorry, yes, I mean English literature. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I did a lot of different English I did English as a major, but I did like I just different. It was mainly just literature, focusing on different texts that had to do with a different time period or topic. And it was just so boring, dude. And here's the thing, my degree was in creative writing. And like, it's not like I'm against reading or books, but like, it's just it wasn't, none of it, I mean, that's just college for you. Like, none of it actually was helping me get to where, it was just kind of learning about this just because it's interesting, you know? And I did history as well. The like creative writing, and in first year I did German as well. But like English and history were like the heavy hitting kind of like academic subjects, and for the most part, and like I'm a big history nerd. I love history, but like at the end of the day, you're just learning about things not so that you are better, but just kind of like, oh, that's interesting. And I'm gonna be real with you, the only beneficial takeaway at all from this is if you end up going into a field where you are required to like go digging through documents or books, or if sometime potentially in the future you are met with a situation and you're like, oh, I remember this thing happened in this book, I can use that information. That's it. And literally, like, I went to the only reason I even did college was because I wanted to. I said to my parents, I said to my friends and all that, I was like, I'm only going to go to college if it's going to help me get the career I want. And at the time, I actually wanted to be an author. And like, I go into creative writing. First semester's fiction, which is great. Second semester's nonfiction. Like, what do I do with this, bro? I don't care about. I've literally forgotten. I have forgotten pretty much 98% of nonfiction as a semester, except for the one time when the teacher mentioned meeting somebody famous or something like that, and we had to write we had to write like a story about whatever, and I wrote a non-fictional story about how we had a really, really bad storm, and basically I promised that if the storm caused us to have no school, I would name my firstborn child after it. And so, Storm Ophelia came, and the schools went bye-bye. And so I guess if I have a daughter, we're gonna have little Ophi running around. Oh, bro. That's the only thing I remember from nonfiction. Second year, poetry. Yeah. And then the second half of the second semester of second year was split between drama and screenwriting. But like, you're splitting one semester between the two things, so I didn't really get that much out of it. And then, yeah, that was it. Third year was literally the best year of university. And I know some of you might be like, why is it titled? I didn't sign up for this. Third year, and this by the way, this 1 year is the only reason I went to college, full stop. 1 class a week. Only creative writing. Small classes of like maybe 5 or 6. Each class has an experienced author who will act as your mentor. You decide a project at the start of the year, and each week you write stuff and you make progress, and you basically get like updates and advice on that stuff from the mentor. Like, it's actually like what I would want if I wanted to be an author. So, yeah. Anyway, sorry, I went on a huge tangent. Anyway. Pathway into Darkness, Marathon, Myth 2, yep. I thought you said Pocket Infinity there, that's funny. It is impressive, but it's dangerous, and I'll tell you why it's dangerous. BioWare got into a track record of doing this. Do you know what they called it? Did they call it procrastination? No. Did they call it getting really lucky? No. They called it the BioWare magic. And they had 8 years, if not more, to make Anthem. And they left it to the last minute because they were like, oh, guys, it's okay. The BioWare magic's going to kick in any day now. And then they actually, okay, guys, we've only got like a year to make the game. They go to start to make the game. Uh-oh, stinky. EA wants us to use the Frostbite engine because that's the engine they own. So to save money, all of their studios have to use Frostbite, regardless of the genre, even though Frostbite wasn't designed for all genres. And yeah, you want to know why Anthem had so many loading screens? It's because of Frostbite. And then they were really in trouble. So yeah, it's an impressive thing to be sure, but you don't take it for granted. You like if you're somebody like you yeah. If there's anything you want to be added in D3, what'll be? Want to adapt and reintroduce some concepts from the original. Yeah. For me, D3. So I have a bit of a different take, which is that I am not somebody who wants Destiny to go on forever, because it wasn't meant to go on forever. The reason why is because Destiny has one story, and people may disagree with that, and maybe even Bungie's kind of financially obligated to disagree. But Destiny has one story. It's the story of preventing the second collapse, saving humanity from it, learning the truth of the light and darkness, and becoming legend. That is Destiny. That is the one story. When that story is finished, in its entirety, in my opinion, part of me wants it just to end. Because then you're just kind of going on a tour of the universe, and it's just kind of whatever. So for me, I would only want a D3 if I could see the sagas in it actually really being a valid addition, not just them making up stuff for the giggles. Apart from that, though, no, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. What I actually would rather than a D3, funnily enough, is a really high quality PC version of D1. I think Halo 2, 3, no DC in the time frame is impressive. Yeah. Well, I believe the idea is that reading what you... Yes, but at the same time, you're spending thousands of dollars every semester. If I wanted to read to become a better writer, I could do that for free. Or, yeah, actually, no, I could. I was going to say you have to buy books. Just go to the library and just, borrow them. Easy. So it's about, the time that you're spending and the value and all that kind of stuff, too. Doesn't it teach you how to analyze stories better? Don't you think you use this skill to critique stories like Destiny? No, I don't. I can tell you for a fact, Gajan, I don't. When it comes to everything that I've learned about critiquing texts and everything from English, I don't remember using really... The only thing that I have ever used from college is the concept of the unreliable narrator. That is it. That is it. That's it. No. I don't really use that. And again, I'm not trying to just bash on it for the sake of it, but it wasn't really learning how to... They weren't teaching you how to go into the texts for English, right? It was just oh, there's this book, and this book has these themes. Cool. Show us that you understand that. Cool. Next book. It's more of a learning about the book just because the book is interesting, right? History, again, is a little different, because although the topics are themselves, it's you're picking the history modules based off of what you're interested in, right? But in terms of the essays you have to write, because history essays are no joke, man. That stuff is really difficult. That is a skill, but that is a skill that is only really useful if you're somebody who is documenting things, and it's a very, and it doesn't actually help me because it's a very it's a non-creative and non-fictional thing. And I was specifically told by one of my first year history mentor, you need to be as non-creative as possible. So I'm worried Destiny post Final Shape may end up like MCU. It's it's a very high probability, and I don't mean that with any sarcasm or whatever, but when you have a massive buildup, the chance of a fall off is very high, and Bungie knows that. So again, like, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but like, yeah, it's definitely on the radar. Yeah, I don't know how they would introduce that, but like, I really would love to see the Dark Ages. I need to see the collapse actually happen. Although they've kind of changed, I feel like they've changed the collapse, but I need to see that. I want to see the Warlords fighting the Iron Lords, dude. Like, please, that'd be so good. I want to see the Battle of Twilight Gap. Yeah, it'd be great. Can't lie, I use 2-point perspective a lot. And that's fair, yeah. Man, I'm in high school and I already understand unreliable narrators. And here's the thing, like, I understood it too, but it's just like knowing what the term for it is, right? It's just, oh, that's interesting. Okay. Can you explain it? Okay, sure. I will explain. Let me just finish this. I only got a B for advanced history. We don't get to choose what part. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did. I could choose what the thing is. What are some of the history modules I did? Let's just call it the bad guy Germany 1940s, because I don't know if there's like, the word that's gonna get flagged. I did that was actually interesting. Like, it was interesting. But again, there's a difference between interesting and providing value. That's the key thing. And again, for me specifically, I had things I actively wanted to do, and they were not contributing. Like, I had a very narrow focus. This is what I want. Please help me get that. Okay, that's really sick, but I'm spending a ton of time and money learning about that just because it's sick. That isn't, you know, that's not, I can do that on my own time. I'm in college. It is what it is. We went to the past, but didn't change anything because of the nature of the game. Yeah, of course. Yep. So, Gaujin, let's just say, right? Let us say that there has been a murder. Ooh. And there's a group of 5 characters. The one character says that they know it's Mr. Bingus because they saw him leave his house suspiciously in the middle of the night, the same night when the murder happened, and he looked very suspicious. And they're adamant, and they're certain, like, this is it, 100%. That's an unreliable narrator because they don't actually know. It's just their opinion. And it's biased, and it's lacking context, that whole thing. Right? So, it isn't like you can't take it 100%. It's an opinion. Right? So, yeah, and how I applied that, for example, is how when the ghost would say, I don't see a ship, I see like a paracausal, like living being type of thing, right? And I'm like, yeah, well, that's the ghost's opinion. Like, good for the ghost, but like, that's not a fact. Or when Elsie would, you know, call them the darkness. So that's not, she's an unreliable narrator. And sure enough, the ships are the ships. It is what it is. I never said I wanted to change anything. I said I wanted to play during the first collapse. Yeah, of course, yeah. And like, even, here's the thing, guys. I think we talked about this in a previous stream. I would love a TV show that goes over this stuff, man. I would love a TV show, short animated movie. I'd love it. A very funny painter. Oh, bro. You know what's actually really... Yeah, I'm not going to say it. But it's kind of... Yeah, it is funny. No, I'll say it. It's funny how that specific individual... More people know about them as a painter than actual painters who are more talented or were more talented than them. I do find that funny. Like, I do find that really funny. But I guess it's notoriety versus appreciation or talent. There's so much written lore, mostly based off someone else's view, which is what I want to see. Yeah, I agree. Destiny show would be amazing indeed, yes. Have it be portrayed by a different character, and then, yes, I agree, yep. I want the ancient Egyptian Osiris theme to come back. Me too, dude. The Shadowkeep needs to be expanded like the Hive. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, we did kind of gut their leadership, but yeah. It's shame. It seemed I heard apparently there was like a leak or a rumor that they did try to do something and it just didn't even get past like the early stages of anything. I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. I know they're making Marathon, but I don't know how good Bungie is at multitasking. I don't know. Like when it comes to big projects, like I don't know, dude. Like for example, you've got Riot Games, and they've got games of all kinds of different genres. There's, I don't even know how many people they have in the company, but like they do have enough variety and enough like structure to efficiently be able to make different projects at the same time and run them. Bungie, I don't know. I don't know if they're there yet, dude. I don't know if they will be, because it's not just about like, oh, they need to make more money, but I think they just need to handle their money better. The fact that the Dreaming City has been expanded. So I'm not against that, Kai. Because like for example, the Dreaming City is my favorite destination. It's an expansion without substance. Right? It's just kind of there as scenery. And that's kind of annoying. Yeah. Like the fact that they just didn't do anything with the curse at all is really just sad. Like it's just, come on, dude. Lightfall is an example of Bungie multitasking with the final shipment. Yeah, true. There's a good, you may be right, Luca. You may be right. And that would actually kind of prove my point, wouldn't it? I have no interest in marathon hero shooters. Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm going to try it regardless, but like when I heard it could be a hero shooter, it just went down the drain for me. Excitement-wise. They were that good at multitasking to give the Halo B for Destiny. Yeah, and if I remember correctly, they did that, and then they went bankrupt, which is why they had to go to Activision. And then they left Activision, and then they went to Sony. I feel like Bungie is a studio whose identity... Do you know what it's like, dude? It's like a warlock who was born to Nova Bomb, but they're made to well. Bungie is like, we want to be the cool, hippie, indie studio. But they can't afford it, man. Like, it's... Like, can you imagine... I don't know, but I'm very curious. Can you imagine what Bungie would have been like if Lightfall came out and they hadn't been with Sony and they didn't have that money? I wonder how badly that would have hurt them. Marathon probably would have been cancelled. Honestly, Marathon probably would have been cancelled. Expanding the destinations, especially something that I've always wanted for a really long time. Like, in my opinion, the German city should have had... Yeah. Bungie are more confused about their own identity than the... Okay, dude. Okay, dude. Okay. But yeah, what time is it? 6:21? Okay. Matter took... Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Apparently, if Sony hadn't bought them... Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, man. They've been with Mac... Yeah, dude, it's crazy. You did. You made me laugh. You did. I probably shouldn't have, but you did. Oh boy. No, I will say, guys, that I am probably going to go because this wasn't intended to be a super long stream, and also my sleep schedule means I'm going to be going to bed not too long from now. But I think tomorrow what I'm going to do is I am going to work on a video about why the dread with the light is just kind of goofy. Saturdays are not really like I don't have Saturdays set to do video stuff. I've got a different thing that goes on Saturdays. So if the video doesn't come out, it's just 'cause I wasn't able to finish in time. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll start working on it anyways. If that doesn't come out, then it'll be next week. Also, if there are any members here, I am going to definitely get a member video for you guys next week as well. And that thing, by the way, guys, members, that I've been working on, that's gonna probably become the focus very soon as well, because we're getting close to the final shape. But yeah, no, I think I'm gonna go to bed or get ready for it anyway. Yeah, and I really appreciate you guys being here. And if you are somebody who's watching this after the stream ended, thank you for taking your time to watch a VOD, man. It's awesome, dude. Really appreciate it. But yeah, no, guys, I will talk to you later. Thank you all for being here. It was great watching the ViDocs with you. And yeah, until maybe you know what, maybe I should have gone to college for English to speak English.